Hello, my name is David Furcayg from Rubin and Company, and I am a sales and marketing manufacturers representative in the electronic security industry. And because I represent so many wonderful manufacturers, I put this Meet the Manufacturers together so that you can get to know some of the people that I work with. And today I have a very special guest. He is amazing. I've probably known him for about 10 years or more. And his name is Erron Spalsbury. Erron, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on this today. This is fun.
This is going to be fun. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Before we get started, anybody out there, if you like it, please like it. Leave a comment. It'd be fun to see what you guys come up with. And if you think anybody in your network would enjoy it, just share it. All right. So, Erron, this is easy. This is just a few questions, some related to business, some non-related to business, just so some people in my network can get to know you. So let's start off with Erron Spalsbury. What company do you work for and how long have you been working for them?
3xLOGIC. My official title is Global Sales Support Manager, and I've actually been around since inception. The company was initially started in 2008, and I was effectively employee number 2. So I've been around for quite some time.
I remember I didn't know you right when it started. It was a few years later, but I do remember I remember that early video where someone actually broke into the first office, right? Was that the first office?
That's our engineering department up in Victoria in BC. Yeah.
Who breaks into a security company?
Yeah, it didn't take him long to catch him. We had 5-megapixel video of him even back then. So
what year was that roughly?
I think that was actually 2009 when that happened.
2009. Yeah. So 5-megapixel cameras running in 2009. Yeah. You caught the guy pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So name something or tell us something that a lot of people don't know about 3xLOGIC. If you had to think of something.
Probably I would say a couple of things. For one, just simply the compatibility that we have with other manufacturers. It's extremely open source, not only with OnVIF Profile S, but you can even plug in your own URL directly into the camera stream. That way you can use just about any manufacturer's camera that you want. The other part of that is, I would probably say, the integration. A lot of people don't realize how seamless our integration is with our access control product, our Infinity control product, as well as our gunshot detector or even Visual Trends. Visual Trends is a kind of a newer platform that we've run. Yeah, we've run it for a number of years, but it's extremely customizable. You can do customer wait times and all this other neat fun stuff. But that level of integration that we have is so easy to do. It really just kind of sets us apart from the crowd.
Yeah. Something about 3xLOGIC, for people that don't know, they manufacture their own camera line, on-premise recorders and servers. They now have cloud software and a whole cloud platform, gunshot detection, this trends platform. So there is, and the Infinity access control, there's a lot that is under the umbrella of 3xLOGIC, which is a lot of fun to work with. Tell everyone, I'm sure you remember, this is your car guy. What was your first car?
Oh boy, my first car was a 1985 Audi Quattro 4000.
Wow. What color?
Bright red. Bought it from a neighbor, actually.
My first car was an 87 Buick Skyhawk, and it was bright red. Bought it off the side of the road after working. Wow, Quadra, that is a beautiful car.
It was, at the time I was living in the mountains in Evergreen. My mother, of course, was concerned about snow ability. How well does it do in the snow? And having an all-wheel drive car with a lower rollover problem, right? Like, she was worried about Jeeps and things like that. It was a great car. I love that thing. I beat it to death over the span of about 3 years. But, as a 16-year-old, it was a great car, but boy, did I hammer on that poor thing.
I think we all did on our first car. Name me a food that you can't stand.
Oh, that's easy. Sushi.
You don't like all carte blanche, all sushi?
All sushi. Really, raw fish in general. Just
okay.
I don't like. I'm not a big fish guy. I don't like salmon. I don't like trout. I mean, yeah, I'll eat it, but I'm not like craving it or anything like that.
So if somebody puts you in front of you raw, you're like, no.
Yeah, no.
If you could choose one superpower to have, what would it be?
Ooh, oh man. It's funny. We were actually talking about this the other night, but we were only given 2 choices. I know, right? It was invisibility
Okay.
or the power of flight.
Those are my two. Those are my two. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have another one. Do you remember the old 80s show Out of This World, where
I
her
do.
father was actually an alien?
I don't remember that
Her
one.
father was an alien and she spoke to him through this little device on her, but she had the ability to put her fingers together and stop time. Yeah. So that's up in, but if you had to pick one, invisibility or flight, what would you do?
Man, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I have to go with flight.
I could have, yeah.
With flight. I mean, even if I'm not flying that fast, just the sheer fun factor of it, and I'm sure it would wear off over time, but the fun factor would have to do it for me.
Oh, and that leads to the next question, which I think I know the answer is, but what are we most likely to find you doing on a day off?
Mountain biking.
Mountain biking.
100%. Absolutely.
Now just tell people real quick, what type of mountain biking you're into? What is the part of it that you love? The jumps or the speed? What is it?
All the above, specifically downhill mountain biking, bikes with 8 inches of suspension. You take a chairlift to the top, you come down doing very large jump lines, tech trails, high speed berms, another adrenaline thing, right? I absolutely love it. I'm addicted to it. My son does it. My friends do it. We all do it together. But yeah, I mean, any given day in the summer, many times, as much as I can possibly afford to go, we go to that.
And you're an electronics camera guy, so you have the GoPros, and I've seen what you've done. It's amazing to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch the ride you've did on Sunday on Monday morning. Oh, when I go on your Facebook page or something.
It's funny. One of my friends asked me that, not to go off on a tangent, why you record everything? He said, man, you record everything. I mean, I do funny chairlift interviews. I do all kinds of silly stuff. And I said, because someday we're not going to be able to do this. Yep. And I'm going to want to turn on that hard drive. And I have literal terabytes worth of footage, right? I said, someday I'm going to want to watch this. And I think my son will too. I record a lot of him. He runs a GoPro. He records a lot of me. Just documenting that, having something that when my memory starts to fade, I can go back and say, you remember when, and have the visual. I loved even doing that now. I mean, my son is 18 years old. My daughter is 22. I love going back and looking at, their second birthday party or whatever it is. I mean, granted, it's all analog footage, but I love it. I love having that as a record and as a visual, reference or reminder of what we did.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. I love watching them. So keep them coming. If you had to pick a favorite trade show city, what comes to mind?
Man,
I know we've been to a whole bunch.
Maybe if we don't even say trade show, right? I love Vegas. That's great. There's plenty of stuff to do, but you and I have been to more of them than we care to admit.
A lot.
I would say as a trade show city in general, I'd love to have San Diego, just because I love the beach, right? The nice weather, the beach, get done, go down to the beach, relax, have a beachfront dinner, with a drink or two, watch the sun go down. That's a proper way to unwind. Whereas I feel a lot of times, we do it in Vegas, 6, 7 o'clock at night, everyone's just getting fired up, right? Yeah. You're going, well, I got to work in the morning.
Yeah, I actually do remember when San Diego was, I think twice there was as is shows in San Diego, and it's up there. I remember the weather just being perfect every minute the whole time, and great city to walk around in, especially after the show unwinding. So yeah, you're right. So ending off, let's get back to 3xLOGIC. If you can, in a few words, what are some reasons why you think people should be looking at 3xLOGIC and using their products? What is the main factor that puts it overboard?
Oh boy, there's a lot to this story. I'll do my best to sum it up. In a word, value. You get a tremendous solution for the money that you pay for it, quite honestly. It has a tremendous amount of features, the ability of being able not only to do a lot of self-learning and intuitive type learning, software packages and things like that, but just the overall complete comprehensive solution that we offer, I truly believe is one of the best. I really do. Yeah. Having all of the different markets, like we mentioned before, everything from cloud, being able to expand cloud cameras into server or vice versa, even taking third-party cameras through the server, sending those to the cloud. It just offers a tremendous amount of flexibility. a very easy way of being able to grow a system, expand a system. It just, at the end of the day, it is a massive value for what you get. Once you get into the platform, you realize that it's like a wagon wheel. It expands off into so many different hubs. You can go in all kinds of different directions and stay within one solution.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Me and you have both heard it probably together at one of the shows. We're showing a feature or something, and somebody that is even has used 3x Logic, I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh
How
yeah.
many times do you hear that? So this was fantastic. I really enjoyed this. Now, if anybody out there that doesn't know, Erron and I are on Zoom actually quite often, because when a customer or even a big end user would like to see what they're buying, see what they're getting, or answer questions, Erron is my go-to guy, and he does these Zooms all day for me. So anybody can reach out and probably get to know Erron a little bit better. But Erron, this was great. Great answers, and I hope everyone got to know you a little bit better.
Well, thanks, David. I appreciate that. This was fun, man. It seems like we should do this more.
Maybe in a year from now, we'll get some new questions.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. You have a great day. And again, everyone out there, if you enjoyed this, click like. If you think somebody else would enjoy it, then just share it off. Love to hear from you. Take care, everyone.